Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is my review of Arpeggio of Blue Steel episode 10. Before I get to the summary, I just want to say real quick, my favorite thing about this episode is definitely Iona's character development. Because there are a lot of characters in the series so far. Not as much as some, but there's still quite a few. Compared to the length of the series is going to be. Alright, and I've got to say, it's like... there's a lot of characters, especially the additional protagonists. They don't get very much screen time at all, and don't get any character development. But then there's Iona, who, yeah, she is one of the main characters, but her character development is just going so fucking perfectly, I think. So I really like her character. Anyways, on to the summary. With her nanomaterials compromised by her sister ship's attack, the I-401 sinks into the deep ocean while Iona tends to an injured Gunzo. Meanwhile, Takao and the others look for them, but all communications and radar are jammed by spatial distortions from the last battle. Despite knowing that the only way for her to survive is to abandon her captain, Iona refuses to do so until Gunzo orders her to cut all life support systems, claiming that fulfilling their mission to deliver the vibration warhead is more important than saving him. However, when Gunzo stops responding, a distraught Iona breaks down her own mental model to create a survival pod for him and her core. When Takao locates the pod, she decides to sacrifice her own body and use its nanomaterials to restore Iona and the I-401, bringing them back to the surface and saving Gunzo's life. Once knowing that the I-401 has not perished, Kongo can't hide the urge to fight it again, but declaring that she is displaying the same erratic behavior seen in the other ships who deviated from the Admiralty Code. I-400 and I-402 relieve her from duty and lock down her systems. In this occasion, Kongo finds out that Maya's mental model lacks consciousness, being an artificial intelligence created just to watch her. And in a nutshell, that sums up what happened in this episode. So I did have an issue with this episode, but first I'm going to talk about all the things I liked about it. Like I said, Iona's character development is going by so smoothly here. I love it. So far, it's my favorite thing about the series, okay? Once again, the animation was very good as well. And I Kongo's character a little bit more because she's starting to develop, even if only slightly, because she basically disobeyed the Admiralty Code. Alright. In addition, I did also enjoyed Takao's and Hyuga's interactions in this episode because you can tell that they hate each other, and they both have different point of views, but both of them still wants to save Gunzo and Iona, except Takao just wants to go do it right away, but Hyuga is more concerned with obeying Iona's orders. Alright, so those are the things I liked in this episode. Now here's the one thing I didn't like in this episode, and it was the pacing of Gunzo almost fucking dying. Now let me explain what I mean by this. Alright, at the beginning of the episode, Gunzo and Iona woke up, and Gunzo was perfectly fine. He had a few wounds, but for the most part he was perfectly fine. Alright. Then we cut to just barely halfway through the episode. Actually, it's not even halfway through the episode. And he's almost fucking dead. And he stays there for the rest of the episode and somehow survives. I thought that pacing was a little bit like, oh, the rest of the pacing in the episode I thought was done great. But it was that small portion of the pacing in this episode that I didn't think was quite as good as it could have been. Alright. But other than that, the episode was once again very good, and I've got to say, I'm really, as I've said before, I'm really liking Iona as a character, because she's getting development. She's getting not the most complex psychological characterization I've ever seen, not even fucking close. But for basically an android, or I think that's what these mental models are really supposed to be, is android-like things, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, hasn't really been specific on that yet, but that's what I'm gonna say though, is like an android-like thing. For that, she gets way more character development than you would think, which is good because she is one of the main characters. I just wish that a lot of the other characters were focused on more, such as the other people from Gunzo's crew, for example. It seemed like they could be interesting characters if they were focused on more. But who knows, maybe if they do a second season or something, which I really want them to do at this point, then they'll focus on them more. Who knows. But anyways, overall, I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. These after guys, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.